I got some special instruments about 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, some of you weren't even born yet. Some of you might have been in Rainbow or Moonbeam or just being born. But here we are, and I thought it was a good time to share them with you. So my first instrument is some shakers, and they're made out of some really light wood sticks. And there's an eagle on one and a turtle on the other. And you can shake them, or you can also twist them. The next instrument is really cool because it is made out of lily seeds. So these are actually seeds from a plant, and they made holes in them. They must have used a very special tool, and the seeds are still inside. And when you shake it, it makes a nice sound. This other instrument is called a thunder shaker because it sounds like thunder when you shake it. It's pretty cool. It's just a tube, and it looks almost like the surface of a drum, but it's really like a almost like an oatmeal container. And then there's a spring that hangs out of the end of it. And when we're back to school together, I'll bring this in and I'll show you, because after you shake it, when you put it to your ear, you can hear the thunder sounding right in your ear, and you can feel the vibrations. It's pretty cool. The other instrument I want to show you is, it's almost like a pretend guitar. This is made out of string, and this was actually once part of a coffee can. So they took the top of the coffee can and they stretched out, feels like very thin wood over it, and they put a few more wood pieces with some string, and it's like a pretend guitar. What I thought was most interesting about these instruments is that most of them are made from either recyclable materials or natural materials like the sticks. This is called a thumb piano, and this is also made from a coconut, from the shell, and then the top is wood, and then they painted all these fun designs on it. And these are just pieces of metal. So they use the metal and some other pieces of wood and 2 screws to attach it all to the coconut shell. This is another kind of a shell. This is the kind of shell that we would find at the beach. And so they took this real shell and some ribbon and some leather, very soft leather. They put a handle on it so you can hold it in your hand. And it's another kind of a shaker. And then I brought along my singing bowl, because you all know how much I love my singing bowl, and I thought it'd be fun to listen to it. Do you remember how we take in our deep breaths when we hear the singing bell from the singing bowl? And then we just relax our bodies and breathe until the bell stops. Ready? Let's try. And the singing bowl comes with a little pillow. So all these instruments made me think of things that we have at home that we could make our own instruments out of. So I took this empty plastic container and I put some saran wrap over it, and I put some paper clips on the inside, and then I put a rubber band around the edge to hold the saran wrap on nice and tight. And it's a homemade shaker. So I was thinking if you can find some recyclable materials at home, or some takeout containers, some cardboard boxes, some rubber bands. You could use things like beans or rice to make shakers. There's all different kinds of instruments that you can make at home. And so I made some that I thought I would show you. So I made a guitar out of a cardboard box, rubber bands, and water bottles, plastic water bottles. So let's see. Miss Gail has a guitar, right? Hers is much more fancy than mine. But if you listen, each rubber band makes a different sound. So they each have their own sound. And then I just put the water bottle on the, cut a little hole in the bottom of my box. Always ask your grown-up for help with cutting things. And I put them together. And I made little slits in the cardboard so that would hold the rubber bands in place. Then I had an empty lettuce box, and I put skinny rubber bands on that. That sounds a little bit different than the cardboard one. And then I used the lid from the salad container to see if that would sound different. Sounds are definitely not as much fun. You could play it on both sides. Makes more of a snapping sound. Then I had another container. It was a takeout container. And I thought I'd try to make a guitar out of that. I noticed the thicker elastic bands made a different sound from the skinny elastic bands. Can you hear that difference? And then I just used some cardboard to make the neck of the guitar. And then I got a big coffee can and thought that would be a fun drum. You could wrap paper around it and decorate it, put your name. You could play it the other way. Mine has tape on the bottom because I was experimenting with the rubber bands and wanted to know if this would make different sounds. What's cool about this, because it's made out of metal or tin, is you can feel the vibrations when you play the rubber bands. You can feel the vibrations on the outside of the can. And you can also get some drum mallets and play in different ways. These are just paper towel rolls. They're a little squished because I took them out of my recycling bin. And then I was trying to use this part of the takeout container with rubber bands, but it kept squishing because it's very flimsy. So I thought that could be another drum. If you have jingle bells or something at home, you could make little holes, ask your grown-up to make little holes for you in like an empty yogurt container, and then you could shake it and you would have a jingle bell ringer. So those are my musical instruments, the ones that I bought and the ones that I made, and I hope you liked checking them out with me. I'll see you back at school soon. Bye.